The Highway of Death refers to a devastating event that unfolded during the final hours of the Gulf War on February 26 and 27, 1991, when Iraqi forces, numbering in the thousands, attempted a chaotic retreat from Kuwait City back toward southern Iraq along Highway 80, a major route connecting the two countries. After the start of the coalition's ground offensive on February 24, which quickly shattered Iraqi defenses, Saddam Hussein's military command ordered a withdrawal in an effort to preserve what remained of the army and to avoid encirclement by advancing American, British, and Arab troops. The convoy that formed on the highway included hundreds of military vehicles such as T-55 tanks, armored personnel carriers, artillery pieces, trucks loaded with ammunition, and many civilian vehicles commandeered for escape, often piled high with looted property from Kuwaiti homes, banks, and businesses. U.S. reconnaissance and surveillance assets spotted the massive traffic jam stretching for miles along the desert road. Acting on this intelligence, coalition commanders authorized continuous airstrikes and attacks from a variety of platforms including U.S. Air Force A-10 Thunderbolt II ground attack aircraft, Navy F/A-18 Hornets, F-15E Strike Eagles, British Tornado jets, and AH-64 Apache helicopters. The strikes began overnight and continued into the daylight, systematically targeting columns of vehicles, setting off enormous secondary explosions as fuel trucks and ammunition stores detonated. Some Iraqi soldiers tried to flee on foot across the desert while others abandoned vehicles and hid in roadside ditches, but many were killed by strafing runs and cluster munitions. By the end of the bombardment, an estimated 1,400 to 2,000 vehicles were destroyed or disabled, creating a grotesque tableau of smoldering wreckage, burned corpses, and twisted metal. Estimates of Iraqi casualties vary widely, with some reports suggesting several hundred killed, though exact numbers remain uncertain because the retreating forces were a mix of regular army, Republican Guard units, and irregular personnel. Images of the carnage, captured by journalists and broadcast globally, provoked a storm of criticism and debate. While U.S. military officials defended the operation as a necessary action to prevent Iraqi forces from reorganizing north of Basra and to ensure the swift conclusion of the war, human rights observers and some political figures questioned whether the attack constituted disproportionate force against a defeated enemy in retreat. The event became a potent symbol of the overwhelming technological advantage of Western air power and the sometimes blurred line between military necessity and moral restraint. Even within the coalition, there was unease. General Norman Schwarzkopf, commander of coalition forces, eventually ordered a ceasefire to end hostilities, citing the futility of further bloodshed. The Highway of Death remains one of the most haunting and controversial episodes of the Gulf War, representing both the tactical decisiveness of modern precision warfare and the tragic consequences for those caught in its path.